Welcome back to another episode of Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm your host, John Visser, and today with me, I have a very special guest, Joseph Phillips from Peer Management Alliance. Joseph, all the way from Florida, welcome to the show. How are you doing, buddy?
Welcome, John. Thanks for having me.
That's great. Thank you for taking the time to hop on the show. Joseph, Peer Management Alliance. What you guys are about? Tell us a little bit more.
Peer Management Alliance, we offer a credential in management and project management specifically. It is a 60-hour program with a certification exam at the end, and then you are considered a pure project manager. So this is all about real-world application of management skills. No theory, no fluff, just the nuts and bolts and how you actually do project management out in the real world.
Yes, and the bigger these projects are, the more complex, they become. Now, for the viewers at home, if you guys have looked at the screen, you probably will see that when we say peer management, the peer is in capitals. And so, Joseph, what does the peer stand for?
Well, I'm glad you picked up on that. Pure means projects under realistic expectations. Often when we go into a project, there is a kind of a vision of how we want the project to end, but we don't have a realistic budget. We don't have a realistic understanding of the scope. We may not have a realistic schedule. So it is not just for the individual, the project manager, to be realistic, but it's for the organization as a whole, that we need collectively a realistic understanding of what we're trying to create, what the quality expectations are, budget and risk and time, and of course our team. And all of this has to work in concert for business value. That is the reason why we're doing the project, to increase revenue or reduce cost, is where all projects are going to fall into one of those two categories. And that's all about business value, that everything has to work together in order to create business value.
Now, Joseph, your background, has it always been project management, or were you involved with something else? How did you get involved with Peer Management Alliance?
So my career started off in IT, that I was a Microsoft certified systems engineer and implemented systems back in the olden days, the Y2K and that era. And then I made the transition into project management and got involved with PMI and their PMP certification. And I've been teaching that for the last over 20 years. I've written about 40 books on management and careers and project management specifically. And I saw a need in the industry that while a lot of certifications or credentials have good intentions, they're not always how things work in the real world. So while I have a lot of confidence in this foundation, this idea that a project's a temporary endeavor to create something unique, it's a lot of theory, a lot of aspirational goals, which doesn't always correlate to how it actually happens out in the real world. So in my career, where I've consulted and written and taught project management, I've seen this gap, this void between real world and the classroom. And so I feel like there's just been a real void, a gulf between what people are being taught versus how it actually works in the real world. And often I get feedback from people in my courses or people that have read my books that this is great in theory, but where you actually go to apply it, it actually works differently. So it took about 2 years to get to this point to create Pure, to make this a reality. And we have about 29 different classes, 25 different instructors. And all of our instructors are doing project management. They're not just teachers. These are real world from all over the world in different applications, construction, healthcare, IT, finance. So we have the gamut of different voices and different backgrounds that are teaching these small courses that equate to 60 hours total on real world project management.
You know, Joseph, and you know, I obviously get to do a lot with a lot of people from all over across the globe, and you know, project management is a quite a well discussed topic these days. A lot of people are focusing. So what you guys are doing by bringing in the practicality of this all versus just the theories as a wonderful concept. I can speak for another 2 hours about this with you. I find project management really interesting, but unfortunately our time is on the show has come to an end. Joseph, thank you so much for joining me on the show today, and thank you to the viewers at home and at work for joining us. If you guys are interested in more businesses like Pure Alliance Management, please log on to the Daily News Network. Until next time, bye-bye.